the Rosh Hashiva and all my Rabbeim and the Hanhala. I feel very uncomfortable speaking here. I'm not supposed to be standing on this side of the podium. I had this list of being on the other side for about 8 years. And so Bereshus, all my Rabbeim, and everyone here in Israel. I first want to, I'm speaking here on behalf of all the grandchildren and some words that will reflect how Zadie's love of Torah has affected not only his children and his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren as well. Zadie, I want you to ask for Mechila. I called you last week, and sure enough, one of the last words you said to me was, you need to call me more often. And I think on behalf of all the grandchildren, living a busy life is no excuse. And we are very sorry for not calling when we should, whether it was Erev Shabbos or whenever. And Zadie, I hope you forgive all of us and know that even when we do not call, of course, we're always thinking of you and Bubby all the time. Zadie was the leader of our family. Just to try to show that in a few quick little stories. When we would come home for an off Shabbos and we'd be sitting around the table, as always, as a Baruch Hashem, my whole family, have this list to learn, and we all have great education, so we know everything, right, Dad? And we know everything, and we could take on any halachic discussion. And amongst the tears and the arguments, at the end of the conversation, we would say, that's it. We're going to call Zadie after Shabbos. You settle the score, get it right. What does our family do? What's the halacha? What's our minhag? How are we going to carry on? Zadie was there. He was there for us, and through the technology of Skype, we would rush and Skype him right after Shabbos. Say, Zadie, we got into this argument. We got into machlokas l'shem shemayim, but we got to settle the score. We got to know. We need to know what are we supposed to do moving forward. And we all recognized what a presence Zadie was for our family, and was a leader and the builder of Torah for our family. And then on a personal note, how when he took me here, I can't remember how many years ago, but going into 9th grade, and Zadie picked me up from the airport, and his little red car picked me up. And after getting myself settled, or even actually before, he took me to the Beis Medrash. And he told Rabbi Tanler Zatzal, go get a talis. And he wanted to wrap me up in a talis and pick me up and give me over to Rabbi Tanler, because Zadie understood that when you're going to yeshiva, you're not just going for a learning session. You're going for an experience to become part and parcel of the yeshiva. And that message and story and image goes over my mind over and over again, and what a hashba, an everlasting experience I was able to have from that. The Gemara Brachos on Daf Lamed Hey Mebeis talks about what's the difference between the Doros Rishonim and Doros Achronim. And the Gemara goes on to say that the Doros Rishonim, they made their Torah kavah and the Malacha arai. And through that, both their Torah and Malacha were Mekayim. The Doros Achronim, they had the Malacha kavah and the Torah arai. My 10th grade Rabbi, we have one Reb Shlita, he said an amazing pshat, and as soon as he said it, the first thing that came right to my head was, that's my Zadie. That is my Zadie. Rav Weinberg said, what's the pshat in that Gemara? And he said, the pshat is, because when you make your Torah kavah, what does kavah mean? Kavah sometimes can be translated as permanent, temporary, can be temporary. Much deeper translation of what kavah means. It's what's your primary focus. What are you focused on? Are you working so you can go learn? Are you fitting your schedule in around your learning? Or are you just trying to go ahead and work in if I can get my hour in. It doesn't matter whether you learn 20 hours or whether you learn 2 hours. The Gemara is saying that the Doros Rishonim, their Torah was their primary focus. Whatever happened during the day, and when you go and you work that way, so you can have the menuchas that whatever your family circumstances for how long you have to work for. But if you do that with the intention that I'm working so I can go learn, then you're makash your work, and that's why both are going to be makayim, because that's your primary focus. That's Zaidi. And Zaidi passed it down to Daddy and to our family, and that is what we stand for. And that's what we're thankful to the Ner Yisrael. That is what Zaidi got from the Yeshiva Zatzal. That is what life is. What is my primary focus in life? That's one midah of Zaidi and another midah, he had many things, but another midah I want to just talk about is that his passion for learning. Over the last couple years, I don't know why that's worked out, but the few times I've been able to speak with him is Tish B'Av. Maybe because he wasn't learning so much. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But we connected a few years on Tish B'Av. He would call me after Chatzos, he'd tell me, Halachas Tish B'Av. I told him, Zaidi, stop talking to me. He said over halachas, he just got you so excited. Whether it was a chiddush of what's the difference between Tish B'Av and a regular tainus. Whatever he said over, it was with such excitement. You couldn't help smile and be happy and talk to him. I said, Zaidi, that's it. We got to hang up right now. I cannot continue talking to you on Tish B'Av. It's too much happiness. It's too much happiness. But how did he get to that? Because the passion and the love of how he said everything over. And I believe that this is why Hashem, this is one of the reasons that you can take out of his being nifter on Hanukkah, as has been said in various ways already today, that when you take these two midos, you take that your primary focus in life is Torah. That is, no matter what, my schedule is going to be focused around when my Seder is, when my learning is, and when my growth in Torah is going to be. And you couple that together with your passion in learning. That is how you defeat the Yevanim. That is how you gotta go ahead and you defeat the Yevanim and the cultures and being sucked into the culture, because everything else doesn't matter, because everything is revolved around Torah and your passion for learning. And that is what we as a family will remember Zaidi, and Mirta Hashem go ahead and carry on for generations.